A collaborative response to homelessness. So the HOPE team was started about a decade ago, originally comprised with, I believe, 2 deputy sheriffs, and their primary function was to combat homelessness through stability through housing. And they were very successful in the beginning, but one of the things that we've noticed over the last several years is that a large number of the homeless community is either suffering from mental health illness or substance abuse, or suffering from both because they're trying to self-medicate.
I had been homeless for 10 years. I like to call it a 10-year camping trip, right? It wasn't fun. How did I get there? Drugs and alcohol. You know, I had been able to control and enjoy them for many years, and I didn't realize that I was slowly spiraling down a tube. You know, I didn't know what I know today about the disease of alcoholism and addiction.
When we initially met him, it was kind of what society says would be like a stereotypical hobo, long hair, you know, things like that, living on the river. Well, this gentleman was clean cut, and he came over and he said, "Hey, I don't know if you guys remember me." And we said, "Yeah, you're Kevin." And he apologized for not being real honest about his drug use and things like that. And he said, "But you guys told me to come back when I'm ready for help, and I'm here because I want help."
I always saw like the police were my enemy. You know, they were against me, right? Because I want to do my drugs and I want to do my crime, and why don't they just leave me alone, right? So, you know, that changed, you know, that thinking changed, you know, and Mike Jones and his team had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I think Kevin's story is one of thousands of stories that, you know, the county through Office of Homeless Services and all the various programs that focus on homelessness, there's people every day that exit homelessness, and one is not giving up. And in Kevin's story, he didn't give up.
I have a decent life. I have a beautiful little 7-year-old daughter, and I'm a truck driver, and I'm a part-time DJ. You know, I like that. I like music. I have a bunch of friends. I go to lots of meetings, right? That's my life today, is recovery and family, you know, and I'm blessed for it. Thank you. The HOPE team especially, yes, thank you.
Once again, San Bernardino County has set the standard. This year, we proudly earned 257 Achievement Awards from the National Association of Counties, more than any other county in the U.S. for the 3rd year running. Out of more than 3,000 counties nationwide, we're leading the way in innovation, efficiency, and service that inspires. Under the Board of Supervisors' leadership, we were honored this year for introducing children to STEAM learning, helping our residents stay informed and alert in a crisis, connecting local vendors with the county departments that need their services, empowering and educating the community about the challenges of premature birth, launching new initiatives to house our most vulnerable population, protecting the integrity of elections, enhancing pedestrian safety for students and parents walking to school, creating convenient opportunities to get married in a memorable location, and providing real-time status of emergency evacuations progress with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department Evacuation Solution, a Best in Category award winner. And these are just a few highlights from the more than 250 awards recognizing the exceptional services that San Bernardino County delivers every day.
ARMC's therapy dog program consists of dogs that have been certified to come and visit patients here at the hospital who may be feeling a little lonely, who may have been here long term. It's just a little visit to put a smile on their face.
You want to guess what she weighs? Close, 130. People do respond very well to dogs, especially in a situation like a hospital.
When people meet therapy dogs, right away, the tension just kind of melts away. It lowers their blood pressure.
Association called Pet Partners, which is the largest therapy dog organization in the country. She actually loves coming to the hospital and being with the people, and she seems to sense what people need her the most.
Oh yeah, you like your ears scratched, huh? It takes you away from, the present, gives you a little feeling of being home.
Going in and interacting with the patients' families, it helps them more than the actual patients most of the time.
You can't pet a therapy dog in years. We had to first get our CGC, which is our Canine Good Citizen. We just 2 years ago joined First Responder Therapy Dogs. Would you like to see the dogs? We try to be here on Mondays. And then she's here during the week on
Tuesdays and Fridays.
And then we have a third dog that's
Here
Sunday
Friday afternoons and Sundays.
and Sunday.
They're brilliant, and they do a wonderful job at it.
My favorite part about bringing her here is seeing the joy that she brings to everyone, because I know how happy she makes me at home. So just sharing the joy.
Both Nova and I love coming here, enjoying interacting with the people, whether it's the staff or the families or the patients. It's just a good experience, like you're contributing something.
We're introducing a great new way to help you manage your property taxes. San Bernardino County is now accepting partial property tax payments because we know that paying in full all at once isn't always easy.
Hi, I'm Ensign Mason, your Auditor, Controller, Treasurer, Tax Collector. Let's talk about why this new option is a big deal. Partial payments can reduce financial stress and give you more control over how and when you pay. Used wisely, this can help you avoid missed deadlines, penalties, and interest. What we're here to talk about today is our partial payment system. Since I got here, people have asked about is why do I have to pay my property taxes in 2 installments? Can't we pay monthly? We pay everything else monthly. And Shay, tell them a little bit about what we're going to be doing.
Now you have an opportunity to pay partial payments on your secured taxes. With partial payments, you decide when and how much to pay, anytime, day or night. Whether you pay online or in person, it's flexible and easy. There are a few important things to keep in mind. Partial payments don't stop penalties or interest if you miss key deadlines. First installment is due November 1st with penalties after December 10th. Second installment is due February 1st with penalties after April 10th. And partial payments don't prevent your property from becoming eligible for tax sale if payments default. Let's move forward together.
This is Ensign Mason helping San Bernardino County taxpayers meet their obligations one payment at a time.
The Management and Leadership Academy is about an 8-month program that deals with leaders, future leaders, gives them an opportunity to expand their skills or to learn more about how to effectively manage and lead in their departments.
It was developed 20 years ago because we wanted to ensure that all of our leadership had the necessary tools to be able to not only service our employees internally, but also meet the needs of our community in an excellent manner.
MLA gives employees a comprehensive understanding of the county and its mission. It helps employees become better leaders to pour that out into the community.
When you're a participant, you come in and you're either in a supervisory level, you're in a managerial level or an executive level, and you are either partnered with a coach or a mentor, and they guide you throughout the process.
It's a great way to connect staff with leadership. It's a great way to network and meet new people. Every department, every employee within the county is doing something that contributes to the overall vision and goal of the county.
I work directly with all the branch managers in our county libraries. So my goal is to share what I've learned to them so they can be the effective leaders in the community so they can make an impact.
There's so much good that we do for the people of San Bernardino County, and for the leadership to understand that this is important to build our leaders, our future leaders, I just really think that it's a positive experience all around.
I was in the inaugural EDP program back in 2005, right after they reconfigured the program. The program helped me gain a lot of confidence in not just my current job, but where I wanted to go in the future.
Services offered are a reflection of the leadership in the organization. If we're preparing more effective leaders, inspiring leaders, we can have services offered in a way that helps the residents succeed and thrive in our county.
It's just a unique experience that you won't get anywhere else. You won't get it going to some college. This is hands-on experience with people that work at the county and share the same passion.
I was very happy to learn from the experts, kind of work with them, learn with them, grow together, and just get the opportunity to just be a better leader and create wonderful teams.
In order to have a stronger workforce, we need strong leaders. That brings better efficiency, stronger results, better collaboration amongst different departments, and ultimately it is in service of the community of San Bernardino County.
Disaster can strike at any moment. Whether it's a winter snowstorm, summer wildfire, or an earthquake, being ready is our best line of defense. San Bernardino County knows that we're stronger together, so we're asking you to prepare with us. Visit prepare.sbcounty.gov to equip yourself with knowledge. Sign up for emergency alerts or download our Ready SB County app. Learn how to create a family plan, assemble an emergency kit, and more. Preparedness is a responsibility we all share, and preparedness starts here.
So much to love, so much to see. Right here where you wanna be. Live, explore, make it known. San Bernardino County, yours to roam.
Discover why there's so much to love in San Bernardino County by visiting love.sbcounty.gov.
Today, we're touring high school campuses around San Bernardino, meeting with students, teachers, and career pathway programs who are helping prepare the next generation of San Bernardino County's workforce.
10 years ago, the members of the Board of Education had this vision for the career and technical education pathways to prepare students for college and the workforce.
The Workforce Development Department can help county departments who are interested in providing work experience learning opportunities to a youth worker by helping to facilitate placement opportunities and paying participant wages.
The goal of the CTE Pathways is to prepare our students to industry standards to be absolutely prepared to enter the workforce the day after high school graduation.
We have a variety of CTE pathways, from business to construction. We have a digital media and arts academy. We have a lot of different pathways for the students to choose from.
When I was in high school, it very much was you have this set list of classes that you get the grades in, you'll get your diploma. These CTE programs are much more focused on helping students build those skills for those next steps in their life.
We're really blessed to have a lot of access to multiple modalities. You can come in after school and work with athletes. You can go out onto the field and work with athletes there too. It's just multiple skills, critical thinking that we learned in this program that carry out through life.
Where before we'd have to pay like upwards of 100 grand and such just to learn those skills, to where now, like in high school, the students are actually leaving with 21st century skills and like job skills and things that they could use right away.
I chose this pathway because the dental industry has always been like a passion of mine. I think that it's really helpful, it's really beneficial because it gives us the hands-on learning that we need. We already know a lot more than what a normal person going into that field would know.
We have 8 fully functional dental units. We have a fully functional infection control area.
Classroom spaces that we have created are even a cut above the private sector.
I'm always talking about this beautiful building, so there'll be great candidates for all those positions or future positions that will open in our county.
I like the teachers, I like all the tools, the trucks that we have. Technically everything that we have here in this pathway, I love.
The opportunities that we have here, like taking certifications, is just things I would not have had without this academy. And the teacher is a really good motivator. He's been the mentor that I have been hoping to have.
These practical approaches in CTE and how we approach learning in CTE has really changed the game for the future workforce. And I can't wait to see what my students do next.
The county's Workforce Development Department and our coordinator, Chelsea Ramirez, have developed this system for our students to earn an internship certificate. San Bernardino County can hire them directly out of school.
The partnership is great, and the students in San Bernardino City Unified are absolutely spectacular. Our students want to stay local to their families, and being able to partner with San Bernardino County Workforce for our students to compete for San Bernardino County jobs is incredible.
I have a lot of family in San Bernardino County. I plan to stay in San Bernardino County the rest of my life, so I felt like this was the best option for me.
This partnership could potentially change not only the trajectory of our students' lives, but also the trajectory of the city.
We're extremely excited, and that continues on with the vision of having our kids stay right here in the county of San Bernardino, where the money stays here, the brilliance stays here, and our community starts to rise.
The county is helping to ensure that the next generation has the skills and work experience they need to land the career of their dreams and support our economy.
During a major disaster, staying informed is crucial. Sign up for the San Bernardino County Telephone Emergency Notification System, TENS, to receive emergency alerts for your area. TENS alerts are sent via phone and text, providing you with critical updates such as evacuation warnings and orders. Simply register with a valid San Bernardino County address. Don't wait until it's too late. Register now at oes.sbcounty.gov. Connect with us, stay prepared, stay informed.
It's an honor to be here today to celebrate the groundbreaking of the Glen Helen Parkway Bridge project.
This is really going to impact not just the local community, but the region. It's important that we listen to our residents. Our residents say, why is this not finished? And it's important that we address those issues.
This is a brand new 4-lane bridge that crosses the Cajon Wash, and it connects to the former bridge that was already here. This is going to create a great new traffic flow, traffic pattern for all the residents in this area.
It's being built with local lifestyle in mind, including multi-use pathways that are horse trail friendly and designated bike lanes and sidewalks.
This $52.2 million funded project is a collaborative effort with our federal partners, our regional transportation partners, and then there's a county match involved, and County Public Works will see this through to fruition.
We're going to be working with the county closely and making sure that we are here to provide all the assistance to make sure the project is delivered.
I will thank in advance our residents for their patience as we start construction. There will be inconveniences, but we will do our best to minimize those. We will always have access through this area.
This is an investment for the community. This is making sure that they have better transit. And we look at our police and fire are going to have better access routes. People could come to our regional parks and see the great things that we're doing, the great investments. That means more people coming to the county of San Bernardino to enjoy the beautiful amenities that we have here.
I am so excited that people are going to find it easier to get in and out of Glen Helen Regional Park, whether they're coming here for just a day at the swim facility, a picnic with friends, or if they're coming here for a large concert.
For the next 2 years, we will be working very hard to complete this project so we can have this improved, safer road for all of the community.
San Bernardino County constituents have been saying for over the years they need help with having affordable vaccines provided for them, as well as spays and neuters. Our Animal Cares Mobile Services does provide services such as vaccines, microchipping. We also have our licensing department here with us.
San Bernardino County is huge, so having a mobile unit lets us get out and
give services to every corner of our county.
This mobile unit will be operating here at the shelter for the shelter pets before they're adopted, as well as into the community of the unincorporated areas of San Bernardino.
Honestly, it is very convenient. The wait time is very helpful, like it's fast.
It's been terrific, yeah. It's very smooth, organized, so far seamless, yeah.
I think the county should provide more services to the people that live here. It's very helpful for those who can't really afford it.
You can get basically all the services you need, you can get connected to here. We have lists for low-cost clinics, for follow-up care. We can get you basically started on the right track with your animal.
We have had a lot of positive feedback. You can see it in there.
We're ready? Okay. Good morning. Would like to call this meeting to order and thank you all for joining us this morning. It is my honor to introduce Rabbi Dr. Hefsiba Cohen, who will be leading us in prayer and the pledge this morning. Rabbi Cohen is a military veteran who served as a naval flight officer in the U.S. Navy and later served in the Royal New Zealand Navy. She's a rabbi, a faith leader, a lecturer, an author with experience in pastoral care and public service. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's very much an honor. Please pray with me. Eternal source of life, wisdom, and compassion, we begin today with gratitude for this community, for the people of San Bernardino County, and for the shared civic life that brings us together. We're thankful to live in a society where public service is valued, where the work of governance is carried out openly, thoughtfully, with care. We especially offer thanks today for the members of this board of supervisors and for all who serve alongside them. We recognize the time, the energy, personal commitment that public service requires, the seriousness with which these responsibilities are carried out, acknowledging the way their work touches real lives throughout the county. May the work undertaken here continue to strengthen trust between leadership and community and to contribute to the safety, stability, and flourishing of every neighborhood, from those in the city to our rural areas, from families long established to those newly arrived. In the Hebrew language, we offer simple and hopeful blessing for moments of responsibility and purpose. Yehi ratzon milfanecha, simply, may it be your will. May it be your will that the efforts of this body be for the good of all, for peace and for the continued strength of this county and its people. And let us say, Amen. And now please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
We're going to start our meeting today with memorial adjournments. This morning, I would like to adjourn in memory of someone very special to our county family, Grant Ward. We have his wife and children with us today, and we welcome you. Grant dedicated his life to law enforcement and service to others. He began his career in LA County with the Sheriff's Department, and he transferred to San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department in 2004, where he served with distinction for the rest of his career. Grant began serving on the SEBA Executive Board in 2011 and was elected the SEBA President in 2017. He lived in the north end of San Bernardino with his wife Lynette and his 2 daughters. Grant is remembered as a tireless advocate, respected leader, devoted husband and father, and a source of unwavering optimism. Even during his illness, he continued to serve with strength and grace. His legacy will live on in his family, in the deputies that he represented, and the communities that he served. He was such a joy to know for anybody who had the opportunity to cross paths with him. He touched all of our lives in very meaningful ways. And to the family, we offer our deepest condolences. And please know that he just was an incredible person. And we thank you for sharing him with us during all those years.
Thank you,
Chair.
Madam Chair. It's a tremendous honor to adjourn in memory of Grant Ward. My condolences from the Baca family to his wife and his 2 children. And Grant, was an individual that had great respect amongst all of our board members, all of our colleagues, all the contract cities, and he had great relationships up and down the state. And his advocacy for law enforcement, his advocacy for his membership, and he didn't waver when it came to protecting, law enforcement and his membership. That's something he was very, very passionate about. But one of the things Grant was very, very passionate about was his family. And his family, residents of the 5th District here in the city of San Bernardino, and he would always brag about his children at Awanda High School and Pacuma High School, and Pacuma K through 8, and the great students they were. He was just so proud. But one of the things, I know he was battling cancer. He was always in good spirits. His spirits were always high. He was always positive, just positive energy. And I know that it was just important for him. When it came to anything law enforcement, I know he was very, very involved. I used to see Grant all the time. All the time, he was at just about every sheriff's graduation, welcoming new members to the union, to SEBA. He would always, every graduation, he would hand out the John Futch Award to the new members being recognized in the new academy class. But Grant was just a tremendous human being, and we're so proud of him, so proud of his service. And I know that we lost him too young, but one of the things he always had is great leadership, integrity, and compassion. So our hearts go out to the entire Grant family, the entire sheriff family. So rest in peace, Grant.
Do we have anybody else who would like to say a few words? Supervisor Hagman?
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I do want to echo my colleagues' sympathies for the family. And Grant was a very special person. I got to know him very well when I was chair, and he took over as SEBA president. And he was mission-oriented, for sure, as far as what he wanted to do for SEBA and the members of SEBA. And we stayed on that. Over time, we became very close friends. And even through his, I just want to point out a couple examples. Through all this illness he was going through, he still had huge compassion. My daughter's fiance was part of the graduating class in December, so it's a good future father-in-law. I'm asking him, what do you give someone for a graduation gift? So as sick as he went out and went to his locker, grabbed his boots. These are the drill ones. These are the dress ones. This is the type of flashlight you should get, and all these different things for him. But he just had that passion in him for the new deputies and just being caring for the whole county family especially. So again, sympathies for the family, and he was everywhere. So he was a great person to get to know, and he helped me elevate my game quite a bit.
Supervisor Armendariz?
Yeah, I won't belabor all the sentiments that were said here. I just want to maybe point a different light in Grant as my friend. Grant was that, yeah, buddy, go behind you, give you a neck massage, and just try to make you feel like he was truly caring about you. He was a man who, one of my last conversations with him, knowing everything he was going through, he texts me and says, I've been a bad friend. I'm sorry, we need to talk more. Who does that? You're going through cancer, you're fighting for your life, and you're telling me you're being a bad friend. Like, that just goes to show the character of this man. This man was so sacrificial in his life. He gave everything of who he was to give back to this county, to his sheriffs. And that's what I want all of us to always remember, is how much courage he had, and he never stopped that fight. He showed up at a funeral after coming out of the emergency room. Who does that? He's sick at home and still shows up and acts like nothing's wrong. It is a man that you could definitely look at and say he was very courageous, and he is the kind of man I want to be. But behind all that, he had a woman of God behind him, because I saw his wife at church every Sunday, and she was praying for him, and she was kept faith. And my heart goes out to your family, truly. And I want you to know that if you need anything from us, whether it's from your church, from us personally, please know we're here for you. That's all.
Thank you very much. Vice Chair, do we have any additional journal memories? Supervisor Cook? Supervisor Hagman?
Yeah, unfortunately, I have one more. I'd also like to adjourn today in memory of Bob Ulloa. Bob Ulloa passed away at the age of 87 after his brief illness. Yeah, Eunice has, yes.
Oh.
Bob is married to Mayor Eunice Ulloa for more than 50 years and was a steadfast supporter throughout her more than 4 decades of service in the Chino community. Bob proudly served as our nation as a United States Naval veteran and continued his commitment to public service as a field representative for former Supervisor Larry Walker and the late State Senator Ruben S. Ayala, and as chairman of the Citizens Advisory Board Committee for the California Institution for Men. Bob is known for his civic pride, love of aviation, and passion in classic cars, and unfortunate USC. My heartfelt condolences are extended to Mayor Ulloa and her family during this difficult time. It's my honor to adjourn today's memory in honor of Bob Ulloa as well.
Thank you very much. I would also like to adjourn in memory of Michael Pendergrast, who passed away at the age of 47. He was a resident of Highland. His brother-in-law, Scott Van Horn, was a longtime county employee. We are keeping his family in our thoughts and prayers. And with that, we will now move on to special presentations, of which we have one this morning. So if I could ask my colleagues to please join me up front. Could I ask Allison Cunningham to please join us? Good morning. It is our honor to present this resolution to Allison Cunningham, who is retiring after 30 years with the county. Allison began her career in the Department of Behavioral Health as a pre-licensed clinical therapist and is retiring as a senior program manager. We thank you for all of your years of service, and we wish you many happy years in retirement. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Words?
Sure. So I just wanted to thank my department for 30 years of meaningful work. I've had the privilege of working with some amazing people who are so compassionate and dedicated. I appreciate the partnerships that I've been able to develop with our child serving agencies, Children and Family Services, Probation, Regional Center, and the schools. And I just really appreciate the opportunity to be able to serve this community. So thank you.
Would you like to bring up anybody from your family for a photo? My husband. Would you like to join us for a photo with your wife? Can we bring up members of the department that are here today to celebrate her retirement? Come on, we can all cram in up here. We will now move on to our reports from our County Council. Laura.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have nothing to report.
And reports from our CEO, Luther.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Nothing to report from me either.
All right, that brings us to our individual board member comments. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just want to highlight a few events that went on in the district. First one, we had our Cup of Joe in the community of Muscoy at the Baker Learning Center in Muscoy. I just want to thank all the residents that came out and gave their input. Really wanted to share big quality of life concerns, some of the concerns they had in regards to code issues, noise, some of the activities that go on. I want to thank our Sheriff's Department for coming out, our code enforcement, and even the law enforcement from the railroad that came out to talk about some of the challenges that they have within the Muscoy community and even countywide. So they were great. They answered questions, they had discussion, and just really gave updates. So I want to thank the staff for doing that. Also want to thank the San Bernardino County Probation Department for inviting me to the Youth Accountability Board Symposium. And what they're really trying to do is build our volunteer base for our Youth Accountability Board. It's a volunteer program that's done through the courts. It's a diversion program through the Probation Department. And what happened during COVID in 2020, this kind of disappeared. And now they're trying to bring it back, and they're trying to really build their membership. So I want to thank the Probation Department for doing everything they can to build our volunteers, realizing that courts and government can't do it all. Also, we had our dump day this past weekend at our Rancho Verde community. Want to thank the code enforcement and land use for being out there and doing a great job, making sure our residents had access to free dumping. It was a great event. Also, this Saturday, we had our 4th annual Kite Day. Want to thank CFS and all our departments, our regional parks, for coming out, and special districts and all the departments that came, really to make it a special day for the families. We had great weather, plenty of wind for the kites. It's good to see all the families come out and really support our Bloomington community. So thank all the departments for coming out. And then I know that this Saturday, just want to announce we're having our Colton Community Clean Dump Day at unincorporated Colton, where there'll be free dumping for anyone that lives in the unincorporated areas of Colton. And also this Thursday, we're going to celebrate the Santa Ana River Trail Phase 3 completion. Want to thank staff for doing a tremendous job making sure this gets complete. So this is going to be a great railway for those that want to travel on their bikes. And just want to highlight 2 board items. Item number 4, this is continued progress for the Arrowhead Elementary School playground, which is in the city of San Bernardino. It's with the San Bernardino City Unified School District. This is a $1.3 million commitment, but the big thing, this is a commitment that will also help bring Fire Station 227, which is going to be moved on the school campus. And I know that we're in the process of working things out with the fire department and the city of San Bernardino. I'm excited about 227 being rebuilt. It's good for our county fire. And the last one is item 20. Just want to thank the Office of Homeless Services and Department of Housing for putting $1.48 million to help fund Lutheran Social Services, which will house people in the city of San Bernardino. The big thing that myself and Supervisor Hagman, when we were on the Homeless Ad Hoc Committee, was just making sure that we had plenty of beds, more additional beds. So this is going to address some of those issues to address homelessness right here in the San Bernardino community. And that concludes my comments. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Supervisor Cook? All right, Supervisor Armendariz.
Yes, thank you, Chair. A couple things I was able to attend. I actually was able to go on a tour of the Ontario Buzzards field and what that's going to become, and that's going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be a huge draw, I think, for our county, and just to see the level they took that field to is absolutely amazing. I was also able to attend CUSM's health grand opening for their neurology clinic, and this is in Riverside, but one thing I did say to them was, this is something that helps the whole Inland Empire. To have those services here locally, that we don't have to drive so far, it's going to be a benefit to all of our communities in San Bernardino County and Riverside County. Also toured Cal Portland and CMEX up in the high desert, and to see the the difference in jobs that are there, and these are all livable wage jobs, you know, and to see the women in mining, I was so surprised to see how many women are involved in mining and how they're trying to push that even further and say, we want more women in mining and the jobs that are there that are high-paying jobs. I think we really got to get the word out because there's a lot of young people who could take advantage of the quality of life you can have by being in the mining industry. Also, took a tour of God's Pantry in Pomona. Those of you who don't know what that is, I would encourage you to take a tour. I'm actually going to be reaching out to some of my colleagues and other administrators in the county to take a tour of this place. What they're doing there is life-changing. They're changing lives every single day, and it's by being constantly on top of these people, whether they're having a good or a bad day. And to hear the stories of the people who are coming out of that program was just absolutely amazing. Also want to point out on the board agenda, item number 3, which second district, we will be reappointing Phil Cothran and William Sterling to our Workforce Development Board, Mike Hall, Jennifer Oglesby, and Valerie Samuel to our Behavioral Health Commission. I want to congratulate them on their reappointments. Also, we have a couple of upcoming events. We have our community event in the city of Fontana this time, and it will be at Boba Corner, located at the corner of Sierra and Spring Street on February 17th from 5 to 7. Hopefully you can join us. And we will also have our next mobile office hours. We call them pop-up hours. And that will be held at in Mount Baldy at the Mount Baldy Lodge on February 26th from 11:30 to 2:30. See you there. That's it. That concludes my comments.
Thank you, Supervisor Hegman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a couple of things. Item number 7 is Caltrans required authorization for signature authority for the Chino Airport Taxway Standardization Design, which are finally doing a lot of great work at the Chino Airport, so thank you, Department of Airports. IEEP will present the annual State of the Region on February 17th, and that's the events on Eventbrite, if people want to go to that. Has also recently named a co-chair for the Southern California Leadership Council. That's a group united business and community leaders to solve the region's most pressing problems. I'm co-chair with Governor Gray Davis. OIAA, we'd like to congratulate China Airlines for recently welcoming its 1 millionth passenger through Ontario Airport. It seemed that long ago we got that started, so 1 million passengers already. IHP, Jesse and I serve on that, representing the county. I took over as board chair again as of yesterday. I look forward to continuing the important mission that we have there. And lastly, SCAG is currently taking applications for their scholarship program to award a $4,000 to high school or community college students. So visit SCAG's website if you want to apply for that. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I would like to announce that the Mobile Defense Program is headed out to Joshua Tree. San Bernardino County Public Defender's Office will be bringing the Mobile Defense Program to the Joshua Tree Community Resource Fair tomorrow, February 11th, between 12:30 and 4 p.m., and that will be located in the Joshua Tree Community Center. The program provides free legal services to remote areas of the county. At the event, residents within the county that have cases will have the opportunity to clear their records, their bench warrants, re-enroll in court-required classes, and resolve outstanding fines. Pre-registration is required for mobile court services, and you can go to pd.sbcounty.gov to register. Would also like to announce that this weekend is the California Days event at Calico Ghost Town, February 14th and 15th from 9 to 5. The event focuses on the historic lives of the mining settlers in Calico, and there will be family activities, historical reenactments, and educational displays. Out in the Johnson Valley area, we just wrapped up 3 weeks of desert racing, and it was a lot of fun for anybody who had the opportunity to go out there. Economic development in the 3rd District is alive and well. It just has an awful lot of tires and wheels and big loud engines, and an awful lot of fun to be had out there. And we also just celebrated the new gate entrance at the Joshua Tree West entrance for the National Park. That one was out in the county area, and when they had busy weekends, it would stack up and our residents couldn't get in and out of their driveways. And so our federal partners moved that gate entrance deeper into the park to allow better traffic flow. So we thank them for their partnership in that. And with that, we will move on to Lynna. And do we have any changes to today's agenda?
Good morning, Madam Chair. No changes today. Thank you.
All right, now we come to our board member conflicts of interest. If anybody has a conflict to disclose, now would be the time. All right, I will announce that I received a contribution from Peter Whittingham exceeding the $500 limit within the past 12 months, and it was returned within the last 60 days. Our consent calendar today consists of items 2 through 47. I have a motion and a second, and I do not have any requests to speak at this time that I'm aware of. We have one. Oh, Carlo, excuse me. And this is item number 17. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So the item and agenda that I wanted to speak about was the foster parent contract. And so pretty much I'll be quick on this one. And I want to say again, thank you for setting up the committee to oversee and investigate CFS and their abuses. But the contracts for foster parents are important because the foster parents receive $3,000 to $5,000 per child. And I want to make sure that having that number, being aware of that number, that we provide oversight in the contracts, oversight from the director on down, to make sure that no longer we don't have placement of sexual predation inside these foster homes or group homes. That these kids, that when they arrive to these foster homes and group homes, come from homes that actually have been and classified as abusive by the law, not by false allegations. You know, we can pump the brake a little bit and check if our standards and policies are being implemented. Financially, it's a big system. California alone is $3 billion alone, right? That they shell out for these Children and Family Services. But if we start negating the fact that some of these cases go on for 10 years or more, we're having children indefinitely detained. So when we talk about the director and the assistant directors and the head shop of CFS, we need to change some things in how they also supervise, but I'll give them the professional courtesy to figure that one out. So that way we're not coming up here constantly and reading it in the news, the grand jury reports, that there have been systemic abuses of not only the children, but the families. With that being said, thank you again for setting up the committee. I do appreciate that. That's a huge step. And I do appreciate the grand jury and anybody else that has a stakeholder and interest in this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is our last request to speak that I have. I have a motion, a second. Any board members wishing to pull an item? All right, seeing none. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Thank you, Madam Chair. With that, the consent calendar passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. We do not have any discussion items to today, so we will move directly into our general public comment for items not on today's calendar. We're going to start off with Stacy Arnold, who will be followed by Mark Lee, and then Corey Terrello.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. We know that Mr. Mason serves as the elected auditor, controller, treasurer, tax collector for San Bernardino. In that role, particularly as treasurer, he directly manages a $12 billion county investment pool and a responsibility that demands strict adherence to ethic, standards, and public accountability. At the same time as service as our auditor, controller, treasurer, tax collector, Mr. Mason is a CPA and a registered investment advisor who operates a personal business, Mason Financial Services. His professional background means he routinely advises clients on financial decisions and investment strategies. While those qualifications could be seen as valuable, they also create a potential conflict between private advisory work and a public authority. Additionally, reports that the office may not be staffed by him or on a full-time basis due to outside personal business obligations business obligations raise questions worth evaluating. When an elected official balances public duties with private interests, the court must ensure policies are clear Safeguards are in place and an oversight measures are functioning. I could not find an audit report on the county's website that was not conducted by Mr. Mason or his staff. From a government perspective, the prudent path forward would be an objective review, not speculation by the Board of Supervisors. When public investment decisions involve billions of dollars, even the perception of conflicting roles deserves review. Responsibility oversight strengthens confidence in our intuitions and ensures decisions remain guidely solded by the public interest and not personal gain. I thank the board for your time.
Thank you very much. Mark Lee, followed by Corey Tarlow.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here today as a concerned citizen to ask about some concerns I have regarding Ensign Mason, the county's auditor and treasurer. Ensign Mason has access to billions of dollars in county funds that he decides where they are invested. He's also a financial advisor of a $1 million investment firm. And I'm just wondering how he can be both. It doesn't make sense that the county could be allowing a Nancy Pelosi-style investment fraud to happen in our county. I do not think it is ethical for a person to have a full-time county job and also an outside job for something definitely in the same line of work. How can he be doing work privately for county residents, but also be working for us as a public official? I just don't see how he can separate both and think we as taxpayers might be enriching him. I want to know what the county is doing to ensure we don't have our own Nancy Pelosi right here in this county. And we citizens call on you fine folks to audit the auditor. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Corey Tarlow, followed by Alejandra Contreras.
Good morning. My name is Corey, and I manage many large businesses in San Bernardino County. I want to speak today about the importance of public trust in our county government. San Bernardino's county's auditor, controller, tax collector is one of the highest paid elected roles in the county, earning $331,000 per year plus an additional $111,000 in retirement and health contributions. At the same time, Ensign Mason maintains a full-time private business, Mason Financial Services, worth more than $1 million. That's a lot of money. As a CPA and registered investment advisor, he provides financial and investment guidance to private clients, and I'm here to question that influence and seek assurances he is not using this influence to benefit himself or his business clients. Ensign Mason, oversees the management of a county investment pool valued at roughly $12 billion. How are you ensuring that there is no overlap between private advisory services and public investment authority? Is he leveraging $12 billion in county funds to benefit his private clients and himself? I see a huge potential conflicts of interest. Because of the potential for abuse of his office for his own private benefit, I believe it is appropriate for the Board of Supervisors legal counsel to review these circumstances carefully and provide guidance. An independent audit from an outside entity not affiliated with Ensign Mason can clarify what exactly is going on and ensure continued confidence in county leadership. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Alejandra Contreras, followed by Devin Kilgore.
Hi, good morning, everyone, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak in the Chamber's meeting. I'm here to address your concerns about what my children and I have been going through and advocate for meaningful and urgent change for CPS. I've been separated from my children for 18 months. During this entire time, I have only able to see my son twice, my daughter 5 times. This level of separation has been devastating, not only for me as a parent, but for my children who have suffered confusion, emotional pain, and loss for connection with the mother. What has been most difficult is that the system that is supposed to support family reunification has instead created repeated barriers and has complied with services showing accountability, remind community to my children, yet progress has continued to be blocked. Much this being based on report and information that I believe are incorrect or misrepresented. Because of these ongoing issues, I have opened a civil rights complaint against the social worker, Raymond Acevedo, the manager's team, Jonas Nava, Richard Perez, for reporting false allegations, misrepresenting my children's story, and failing to address concern about their safety and well-being. Separately, my daughter sent me a secret letter reporting that the caregiving has locked my son in the laundry room, which is child abuse. Despite these reports, the social worker did not take action to protect them, investigate the safety concern. Instead, the social worker has claimed that my children did not want to visit me, which I don't believe is true. My children are currently in survival mode, having participated in fast-track counseling sessions with Maya Williams, where they have made confession and shared experience instead of being protected and support. These confessions and concerns have been referred back to the social worker, failing to provide them a safety place and further putting them at a risk. My children have repeatedly asked for help, yet their requests have been ignored by the social worker, law enforcement, and authorities involved. At 5 of us, my children and myself, are living the consequences of those decisions. My kids are not a case number or report that there are children who need stability, true and consistent relationship with the parents. Prolonged separation without meaningful contact has caused emotional damage that cannot be ignored. This is not just my story. Children across the system are being failed, like the case of Guerrero Fernandez, where fails to act cause devastating consequences. These children, like my own, need a system that protects them, prioritize their well-being, and
That's
actively
time.
works.
Thank you very much. Devin Kilgore, followed by Wendy Lujan. Thank you.
Good morning, good morning. This is my third time standing here, and the fact that I'm still here saying the same thing tells you everything you need to know. You sit up there, you nod, you thank us for public comments, and then you go right back to allowing CFS, CDSS, and county administration to violate civil and constitutional rights. That is not listening. That is pretending. We are human beings, parents, families, community members, and we are being controlled, not included. You allow agencies to operate with no real accountability, no transparency, and no respect for due process. You place people in positions of power who do not understand our communities, do not respect our rights, and never face consequences for their decisions. Families do, children do. And we come here to speak. When we come here to speak, our pain is treated like just another agenda item. Let me be clear, participation without power is not democracy. Allowing us to speak while nothing changes is not leadership. If this board continues to ignore documented violations and community concerns, we will use the one power you cannot ignore, the ballot. As a leader in my community, black, brown, white, every family is affected. I am committed to organizing, educating, and mobilizing voters. We will vote for leaders who believe in accountability, transparency, and real reform. Leaders who protect families instead of protecting broken systems. This is our county. This is our home. We should not have to beg for our rights or come back here over and over to be ignored. America calls it the land of the free, but freedom means nothing when the government agencies operate without consequences. So understand this. We are watching, we are documenting, and we are voting. Real change is coming, either because you choose to do the right thing now or because the community chooses new leadership to replace those who won't. And as you can see, it says, "In God we trust," right there, right? And God is a God of justice, not injustice. And I believe that God will make a way for my community, not just me, speaking for everybody. And I hope that something changes. I hope I don't have to come back here 4th to 5th time. I hope this is it. And I hope everybody start taking accountability. And I hope we see real change within our community, not just me, within everybody. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Wendy Lujan, followed by Arlie Cedillo.
Good morning, Supervisors. I'm here to speak about Eden Alex Enamorado, who is currently incarcerated as a political prisoner. My name is Wendy. I'm a co-founder of UVA and a former resident of this county. I say former because after the county incarcerated me and Eden Alex Enamorado, our lives here were uprooted. I'm here today not just as someone who was pushed out, but as a taxpayer and a human being who is disgusted by how our public funds are being used to settle political scores. I want to talk about the money, our money. Eden has been sitting in a cell for over 750 days without bail. I did the math. That's about $150,000 just for a jail bed. Think about what that money could have done for the people actually living in Victorville or Fontana right now. Instead, the DA is treated like he has a blank check to keep a community leader locked up on a kidnapping charge that is honestly an insult to our intelligence. We all saw the video. A verbal protest is not a kidnapping, but you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to pretend it is. But it's not just the jail costs. We now have court filings showing that detectives might have lied about using undercover plans to stir up trouble at our protest. As a regular person, if I lie on a legal document, I go to jail. Why are we paying the salaries of detectives who are accused of doing the same thing? If this case falls apart because of police misconduct, the taxpayers are the ones who are going to be hit with a massive civil rights lawsuit. You are the supervisors of this budget. You should be terrified of the liability the sheriff and the DA are creating for this county. I know the separation of powers talk, but you control the wallet and you provide oversight. I am asking you to do 3 things. Number 1, audit the costs. Let the public see exactly how many millions have been spent on this case. Number 2, investigate the detectives. Refer the allegations of lying about informants to the civil grand jury. Number 3, support a change of venue. Admit that Eden can't get a fair trial here when he was arrested right after suing the people in charge. Eden is a good man who worked on a presidential campaign and served as a city commissioner. He's not a threat. He's a threat to a corrupted system. Stop wasting the people's money on a grudge and start focusing on real justice. Thank you.
Thank you. Arlie Cedillo, followed by Carlo.
Hello, good morning. I think it still might be afternoon, I'm not sure. But I wanted to start off by thanking every single individual that is looking at me at this time and giving me their undivided attention. I do appreciate it. I am here today again, and as you've heard some of the other family members, we are here because we're trying to get the Board of Supervisors to kind of pay attention a little bit more to some of the consistent issues that have been brought up by the public and your constituents pertaining to a lot of the issues with corruption in the courthouses, specifically family court and dependency court. We've talked about several families. Several families have came and they've spoken. They've shared some of their concerns, some of the violations that have been occurring within their rights pertaining to their cases. And just like my friend Devon just said a little while ago, we have been observing, we've been watching how you guys operate, how the systemic issue continues to be an issue, how there's rights that are being violated for parents, and how due diligence isn't being done when certain rights are being taken away from parents or from people that are actually trying to get justice. And we've came several times and we're gonna continue to show up. But I think the reason why I'm here today specifically is because I keep hearing horror stories about children specifically still being endangered. And I think we can turn the blind eye when it's something that we don't have to see, but we've been seeing this over and over and over again. This is not something that's a one-off scenario. Every single one of you sitting in your chair right now has heard multiple complaints. So this is not something that you guys can just turn away from anymore. This is something that needs your utmost attention. Every single administrative person in here, if you are a part of the San Bernardino County judicial system, if you're part of anything that has to do with the county, city, or state, you should be looking for ways to help your constituents. Right now, we have families that are being torn apart and no one's doing anything to help them. You guys came up with this ad hoc, and I think it's great. I think it's amazing that you guys are finally looking, slightly turning over to give us some piece of attention to some of the concerns that your constituents continue to report over and over again. Corruption is huge here, and no one's doing anything to address it. And I just want to remind every single one of you individuals, you guys were all voted in, and you guys could be all voted out. Every single one of you guys has been voted in. And again, we have the power as the people to turn that. And so if we do not see that our representatives of our communities start dismantling some of the corruption that is known, we have no other options but community members.
Thank you very much. Carlo, followed by Andrea C.
Good morning. As part of my due diligence as a naval intelligence officer, I have to read reports, put my name on certain filings as well, and train, mentor, and whatnot. Try to get a better idea of the scope of the problem that I have, or that we as a team need to solve. But what I'm seeing here is that we have the director's name on certain filings when they go to court, but she has no idea that they're removing the kids. We have only the first line supervisor and the social worker. In my world, that means the rifleman or a sailor and their first line. It's just their team leader that goes ahead and makes the decision whether or not we should send in our Navy SEALs to take out a target. In this case, where you send my brothers here who wear a flag on their chest to execute a warrant. Now, we've talked about the false allegations. Trust me, I was a victim of that. I'm a survivor of that. But I also want to bring up two issues, and quickly, because I only have a limited time. The first Friday of every month, to include the whole month of November, is called Adoption Day, or Adoption Month for November. What we have here is that when I was there this last Friday, watching all the beautiful little kids with their bow ties and dresses, and just watching them as a parade going down the hall, everyone was so happy, but I knew better. Because given CFS's reputation for false allegations, for civil rights violations and due process, and also real retaliation, can you guarantee me that none of these kids were adopted based on those three? False allegations, civil rights violations, and retaliation. I can tell you I suffered all three of those. But I never had my kids adopted out. But this Friday, children were adopted out. And it's not the foster parents' fault or the adopted parents' fault. But we have to guarantee that 100% that none of these kids are being adopted on false allegations. Second, false allegations are also permeating, extending themselves into criminal. We have certain gentlemen and individuals that have been sitting there for years on end, indefinite detentions based on these false allegations, waiting for a deal. What does that mean? If you make a deal on anything child abuse, guess what that does to you in prison? It puts a big target on you and you can get killed. So these are the extents of what's going on with these false allegations in CFS. I can talk to you, anybody online, about the individuals that are in jail.
Thank you. Andrea C., followed by Jocelyn Cervantes.
Good morning, Supervisors. My name is Andrea. This is the third time I have addressed this board on the same issue. That fact alone is important. 8 months ago, my children were removed. Since then, a narrow and preventable harm has continued: the denial of my son's breast milk. I am not here to relitigate my case. I am not asking this board to interfere with the court. I'm here because this board is the oversight authority for the Department of Children and Family Services, otherwise known as CPS. And oversight carries responsibility. Breastfeeding is not a preference. It is recognized under California law as the preferred method of infant feeding. It is supported by medical consensus, and it is protected within the parent-child relationship. Yet, in my case, CPS has refused my breast milk, removed breastfeeding accommodations, and reclassified breast milk as a supplement without a legal or medical basis. My motion asking that my son receive his mother's breast milk was denied. The harm that followed was foreseeable, it was preventable, and it has continued after notice. I have raised this concern before with this board. I have done so respectfully and in good faith. To date, no corrective action has occurred. I understand that this board does not manage individual cases, but this board does fund, supervise, and oversee the department responsible for these actions. Oversight does not mean involvement in case details. Oversight means ensuring the county departments operate lawfully, consistently, and within constitutional limits. When a department fails to follow statutes, court orders, and medical standards, and those failures continue after being brought to this board's attention, responsibility no longer rests only at the operational level. I'm asking this board to recognize that distinction, not as an accusation, but as an obligation. Families should not have to return again and again to request correction of preventable harm. Infants should not bear the consequences of administrative inaction. Today, I'm placing this board on notice again that the denial of my son's breast milk remains unresolved and that oversight requires review and correction. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. The last request to speak that I have is from Jocelyn Cervantes.
Good morning. My name is Jocelyn Cervantes. I'm a teacher at Silverado High School, but my roots go much deeper. I grew up in Victorville. I graduated from Silverado. This is not just a job site to me. This is my home, and these students are my family. I'm here today to speak about the 220-bed comprehensive behavioral health and addiction treatment campus that is being built directly next to Larea Middle School, across the street from Silverado High School, less than a mile away from Cobalt Institute of Math and Science, and less than 2 miles away from University Prep. ASB students at Silverado High School did what this board failed to do, and they reached out to the community. And it was a resounding no to this location. Of the 4,358 individuals that responded, it was a no to this location. I want to be clear and say that these services are definitely needed in the county. I know and I'm aware that many of the individuals receive help from these services and benefit from them. And I'm not taking away from the fact that we do need services like this in the county. However, I don't believe this location is appropriate. For months, we have watched construction crews daily, yet we have been met with total silence. We have reached out repeatedly and received nothing. And to the students, to the parents, and to the community members watching today, this silence says, we don't matter. The school board has also opposed this. The city of Victorville has also opposed this location. And it feels like our community is being insulted to our faces. And that falls on all of you. You have prioritized your grant deadlines over the safety and the environment of the school zone. If you did your environmental impact study, I'm sure you would see the negative impacts probably outweigh the positives, which is why you knowingly skipped over this. This is extremely disrespectful, and our students and our community deserve better than this. Other than those factors, traffic is a big issue, as is. It takes me at least 25 minutes to get in and out of that parking lot, and adding a 220-bed facility with parking lot also is not going to make that situation any better. This is also a county facility, if you're going to move forward with it anyway, the least that you can do is also give Victorville residents priority. But I do ask that you protect our students, and you protect our families, and you protect our community. Don't silence us. Hear what we have to say. Listen. We support the services. We just don't support this location. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our meeting is now adjourned. I would like to call special attention to our next time and location for the next Board of Supervisors meeting because it has changed. Our next meeting will be held February 24th at the Highland Police Department, located at 26985 Baseline Street in Highland. Our closed session will begin at 7:30 a.m. and the public session will begin at 8 a.m. We are changing the time and the location because of Sergeant Grant Ward's funeral service, and it has been scheduled for later that morning, and this change will allow the supervisors to attend his funeral services. Thank you.